Democrats hate to see me coming, especially if their name is Joy Reid.
The man who had the courage, the cojones to go and
Joy Reid, you suck! You're a loser! MSNBC fired you because you're a loser! You suck!
Over here.
Yeah, I'm walking. Oh my God.
You are not going to want to miss how I trolled all of the libtards at the Democrat State of the Union. Welcome back to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. I am back from D.C. Oh my gosh, it was cold there. Obviously, we were covering the State of the Union, and what an incredible night. What an incredible speech. There was a lot of trolling the Democrats, and not just by me. We're going to get into that, okay? But I don't want to let that overshadow how great President Trump's speech was. And I just wanted to, I don't know if you guys caught it. Some people, you want to watch the whole thing. Some people want to catch the highlights. But I wanted to highlight a part that might just go down as one of the all-time greatest presidential speeches in history.
All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside, but that great betrayal is over and they will never be forgotten again, because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Say what you want about that man, but he loves this country. He has sacrificed so much for this country because he just loves it so much. And you love to see it, amidst all of the Democrat anti-American rhetoric, which we'll get to. You just love to see it. And I would say I love to see it. I don't think that the mainstream media loved to see it. And I just love that the speech was so good. It was just such a positive, uplifting, incredible speech that even CNN had to admit it. They released a poll right after the speech. 64% of people had a positive reaction compared to 36% having a negative reaction. 64%. They keep trying to tell you that everyone hates Donald Trump. They keep trying to make you feel like you are in the minority. They want you to think that you are in the minority if you appreciate this president following through on his promises. And it's just not true. And even their own outlets are having to actually admit that. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. Now, I do mention the 36% negative. I don't what the hell do you have to be negative about other than you're just broken people? Orange man bad. No, I don't like his speech. I love illegal aliens. I love criminals. I love gang members. I love drug cartels. I love chopping off healthy body parts of children. You got to be some type of retarded to not appreciate that speech. But I do believe that it was probably all the people who voted negative or the Democrats that Trump was trolling all night, because that was you know what? I believe that is the biggest reason that the American people were so positive about this speech, because not only was he like, America first, I love this damn country, we are so great, and here are the ways that we are so great, and here is where we can still be greater. And on top of that, he was also like, by the way, if you guys like support this stuff, you're crazy. You're actually like retarded, because it's very, very simple. You're either on the side of good or you're on the side of evil. But I want to play President Trump not letting the Democrats off easily. And he was showing very simply who and where the Democrat allegiance really falls. Watch.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Uh-oh.
You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Uh-oh. There it is, right there. We caught you guys in 4K. You don't think that your job is to protect American citizens over illegals? What the hell are you doing in Congress? In fact, I think that alone is enough to just expel you from Congress. Like that's kind of like the whole thing. That's kind of your one job. You swear an oath that resembles like, hey, I'm going to stand up for American citizens. And then to sit down, how absolutely disrespectful, not even to the president, but to your American citizens and constituents that you claim to represent. Now, they barely stood up. They barely clapped for like most of the parts of the speeches. And I get it because they can't separate the policies or what he is saying from the man. But there was one part in particular that got some of them up, still not all of them. Shockingly, when President Trump brought in the gold medal winning U.S. men's hockey team for the Olympics, and some of the Democrats were still like, no, I hate these athletes who just won this country an Olympic award, I guess.
And in fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, no, no. You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Yelling in the mic. And a surprise appearance with their awards, their medals around their necks. They're chanting USA. It's so cool.
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
Like, why are you going to punish the hockey team? What does the hockey team have to do with your politics? I don't know. Can you not just be happy for your country? And that is where I think that they have just really shown you their true colors. They don't actually care about this country. They're not patriots. They're not patriotic. They don't have a sense of, patriotism when they think about this country. They actually think this country is bad. They don't like the founding principles. They don't like the founding fathers. They don't like our morals and our values and our system that is merit-based. They don't like anything about it. And that is the only reason that I can imagine that some of these Democrats did not stand up. By the way, I did also see that President Trump brought these athletes to the White House today, and he was like playing Toby Keith, and he catered McDonald's, which is like so perfect. But so these Democrats who didn't stand, they are getting much deserved backlash here. Democrats spark fury for refusing to stand for U.S. Olympic hockey team at Trump's State of the Union. Like, seriously, what the hell? Like, what are you doing here? Where would you like to go? Where else would you like to live? I can help you make that happen. I don't understand why you are here if you don't appreciate and you are not proud of this country. Like, I understand if you're in China and you are, your government is the Communist Party and you actually can't leave. Like, I understand you have, they're going to throw you into a camp or whatever. I understand that. I understand people in North Korea who are like stuck there. I don't understand living in the freest, greatest country in the world has ever seen and like hating your country and not just leaving. Like, just leave. Anyway, I digress. He awarded a bunch of medals, as one does during the State of the Union. He announced Olympic hockey goaltender Connor Hellebuck will receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He gave the awards to Medals of Honor to Captain Royce Williams, 100-year-old former Navy fighter pilot who served in, World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War. I would say that is something to be celebrated. The Democrats would say that is actually something to be mocked, I guess.
I was there, and it was as horrific as I thought it would be.
Did you leave early?
Absolutely.
It was like an award show. You get a medal. You get a medal. You get a medal.
That's literally, Mo just said, you get a car, you get a car. Y'all are on the same page.
It's never like laughable. It's never like, oh, it was just like an award show. It was just like a game show whenever it's a Democrat who is doing literally the same exact thing. They always do this. I don't know why it's that big of a deal. That's what the president does. He tends to give these awards away to people who he thinks deserve them. In this case, how can you argue anything other than? But the Democrats, as we know, have no bottom. They have no floor. And they got lower. Because the woman who was killed on a Charlotte, North Carolina subway rail, remember, she was killed by this criminal who had a very, very long rap sheet. And apparently the judges in that area don't actually want to imprison criminals. They want to release them back on the streets. She sat there on the train and was brutally stabbed to death. Irina Zarutsky. And the mother of Irina was there. The mother of Irina Zarutska was there. And the Democrats would not even stand for her.
Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand?
I mean, these people are broken. That's unspeakably evil. It's almost like they want the violence and the carnage. So I think that this is why the polls said that people overwhelmingly responded positively. They are tired of this anti-American rhetoric. They were happy that President Trump was actually calling them out on their bullshit. It was refreshing to hear him be like, what, you guys are not standing? What did this woman do to you? Show me on the doll where this woman who can no longer talk to her daughter because she had to bury her, like, show me on the doll where she hurt you. You can't stand? This isn't a Republican issue. But everything is politics to the Democrats. Now, there was another point where he called them out when talking about how they are like forcing kids to be trans. Here's that moment.
In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Show me the lie. Now, obviously, President Trump is the troller in chief, and I try to learn from him like a young Padawan. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to do a little trolling as well. So I infiltrated the Democrats. You know, they had this like, oh, we're not going to watch the State of the Union. Instead, we're going to screech on stage with Joy Reid. And I infiltrated that event, the Democrat State of the Union. It was, as you would expect, you know what? Let me just give you a little sneak peek.
So you are a cat?
Yes. Yeah.
And what is the significance of the cat?
Part of the crew. Just the inflatable crew.
So do cats, is their official position that they don't like Donald Trump?
They definitely don't like this guy.
They don't like JD Vance?
No.
Why not?
I gotta get going.
Cats for Democrats. Can I ask you about your sign?
Sure.
So MAGA is Putin's tool. In what way?
Impacted by the policies that are taking place
got
at
no
the hands
answer.
of someone who has demonstrated
Well, it's on your sign. I'm just wondering.
for the truth.
Well, how is MAGA Putin's tool?
Figure it out. If you can't figure it out, you're part of the problem.
Well, I mean, I feel like you would want to educate people as to exactly how that is.
I don't.
You don't want to educate people on how?
From this regime.
How much were you paid to be here tonight?
$50 and a bottle of Crown Royal.
Really?
Yeah.
Does George Soros pay that to you?
Fascist MAGA. Get the f*** out of here.
I mean, it's public property, sir.
Oh, it is. You're right.
What makes me a fascist exactly?
Well, if you support Trump, you're a fascist.
How?
He's a fascist.
How is he a
If you
fascist?
support a fascist, you are a fascist.
How is he a fascist,
Go
sir?
look it up.
And that is reclaiming white
Clearly very mentally stable people here.
And I'm praying for the people that have tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. These people that think they can sneak up on him and kill him. I'm like, I've been in DC. I've been in this area all my life. And it's just, there's a lot of security.
So you just hope that they're able to.
I believe that he's either going to become incompetent, and then we're going to have to deal with JD Vance, which really scares me. Or he's going to die on the job. Or, we can hope. Hate is a very strong word, and it's appropriate for Trump.
Yeah, because it sounds like you want his assassins to be successful.
Community.
I really don't, but I do. Yes. I'm afraid of JD Vance as well.
All right, y'all okay? You doing all right? How many of you remember Kilmar Abrego Garcia? How many of you guys remember Kilmar? Wave your hand if you remember him. Well, coming to the stage is the man who had the courage, the cojones to go and
Joy Reid, you suck! You're a loser! MSNBC fired you because you're a loser! You suck! America first, you can't even get a sizable crowd! No one's here! It's empty! It's empty! It's empty!
Look at those tranny man hands.
You're a loser! You're all mentally ill! You're simping for a criminal! He is a criminal! He is a criminal! He is a, yes? What? What do you mean, do I know who you are? Why are you simping for illegal criminals?
No, why are you distracting?
Because I think you guys are losers.
I think you are scum. Why are you here? This is not your event.
Okay, it's a free country, isn't it? Is it a free country? You want to know who the fascists are?
Turn around.
You guys. You guys are the fascists. You guys are the fascists.
I don't need any arguments right now. No fighting. They're having their demonstration. Just let it be. There's no need to cause commotion right now at all. You have an opinion, that's perfectly fine. Take it elsewhere. They organized this. You did not. Understand? Over here.
Yeah, I'm walking.
Bitch.
Oh my God.
Paul Blart over
I'm
here.
trying to walk. Excuse me. Wow. My tax dollars at work. My tax dollars at work.
Ooh, look, they're being
Police
protected by
officer
men in
getting in my
masks and they
face.
don't seem to mind.
Me.
They're being protected by men in masks, and now all of a sudden it's fine. There's an excuse for that. Oh my gosh, watching that just fires me up again. I have to ask Stephen, what did you think when you, because we hadn't talked and you were working the Blaze coverage and you saw that clip that they played of me crashing Joy Reid before we actually talked. So what, like, were you nervous at any point?
I mean, I'm always nervous when you go and do these. I've just kind of learned to live with it and just hope for the best. I didn't see I don't think that we definitely didn't air I don't think we aired the end part of that. And then some of the stuff that you had at the beginning there with the guy that was rapping
new.
and stuff. Yeah, that's the first time I've actually seen it.
Well, let me tell you what, we've got more of that. That's just a clip. That's just a sneak peek.
Where would I go to watch this?
Well, let me tell you, Stephen. Thanks for asking. You can go to Sara Gonzales TX. Go check out the full video, and we've got more from that screechy lady too with the COVID mask that like maniacally laughs. And you guys just trust me on this. You're not going to want to miss it. But I am a little upset that we got kicked out before we got to see this masterpiece.
No pueden encarcelarnos a todas. No pueden encarcelarnos a todas. No pueden encarcelarnos a todas. Imprison us all day.
Yeah.
You did amazing. Yes. You get an A. I don't give grades,
you guys can hear the claps. Like there's nobody there.
We just go on vibes, and the vibes were immaculate.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
There was guys, the field is so big and there was like a couple rows and most of it was media. There were probably more media. There's probably more cameras and like big, the big cameras and the big lighting setups. There's probably more media than there were people. Like it was crazy how empty it was. They're standing there singing this weird ass song and like you can just, ooh. That's how little people there were there. It was weird. It was weird. By the way, it wasn't even probably the weirdest event that took place with the Democrats, which there was another one we didn't make it to, but like, you tell me what the hell is this?
I'm a mother. I am a physician, and I have a flag. And I am the proud representative for Oregon's 3rd Congressional District. Yes.
What is the deal with the blow-up animals?
And tonight, I defy Trump and his
Why?
authoritarian
How?
project by standing in joyful, radical, peaceful resistance with the Portland Frog Brigade.
What?
What are you confused about? It was the the Frog Brigade?
The Maryland Frog Brigade? Is that a thing?
I think isn't she in Oregon? So Oregon
Frog Brigade? I don't know what the state has a frog brigade. I don't know, but I don't understand why.
It's the Freedom Frog Brigade, Sarah. What are you worried about?
I don't think they are all about freedom at all, actually. It's the fascist Frog Brigade, maybe. It's so weird. I mean, it's no wonder. Look at that.
Got American flags. What are you concerned? I don't know what you're confused about.
All of a sudden, they love the country again. Isn't that interesting? All of a sudden, they love the country again. All right, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Here's where I ask you to smash the like button, or you can gently tap it. We all appreciate a gentle tapping from time to time. And comment. It'll help us in the algorithm, which we all know is stacked against us. And by the way, if you've not yet become a BlazeTV subscriber, you can do so by going to blazetv.com/Sara. Use promo code Sara for $20 off. That's blazetv.com/Sara. I actually, I didn't realize that I was in DC at just the perfect time for so many reasons. But one of them was there was a story that had just broke of Congressman Tony Gonzales, who is, of course, in the state of Texas, from the state of Texas, total RINO. He's a totally embarrassing, but claims to represent Texas constituents. And this incredible scandal arose where he has been accused of having an affair with his staffer. The staffer, broke up with her husband. She has an 8-year-old son. And then all of this transpired and led to her committing suicide and setting herself on fire. Like, it was just bonkers, crazy story, and really, really tragic for this poor son and the father having to go through this. But new text messages came out showing just how much of a piece of shit this guy was. At first, you're like, oh, they had an affair. No, actually, he pressured this woman. He went to great lengths to pressure this woman, this young staffer, Regina Aviles. He asked her things like, does she do anal? Which I feel like is like not an appropriate question to ask your staffer. And the pressure campaign obviously is on to get him to resign.
No, you're not. Are those text messages correct? Are they accurate?
I am not going to resign. I work every day. I work every day for the people of Texas.
But are those text messages? Are they accurate? Are those real text messages?
I am not going to resign. I'm not going to resign. I work every day for the people of Texas.
Did you carry it?
And there will be an opportunity for all the details and facts to come out. What you've seen is not all the facts.
Did you have an extramarital affair with a staffer?
What you've seen is not all the facts, and there'll be an ample time for all of that to come out.
What are the facts? Can you address it right now? Your constituents want to know.
My constituents are not here in D.C. My constituents are back home in.
I feel like your constituents have television screens. They can literally watch this video. You could speak to them, Tony. You could speak to them, Tone. What do you have to say? There are text messages with you pressuring this woman to send nudes, with her responding to you, boss, which, by the way, as a female, if you use the term boss, you are using it on purpose when she's saying, boss, I feel like this is going too far. She is politely reminding him that this is an inappropriate working relationship and that he is abusing his power. That is a female code for please remember that this is really inappropriate. He pushed her and pushed her and prodded her and prodded her, and she resisted until I guess she thought she couldn't anymore. I don't know. But the point is, it's disgusting. It's reprehensible. And I wanted to swing by his office while I was in D.C. to tell him what the folks here in the great state of Texas feel about him. And I didn't want to show up empty-handed. So here's that.
Love to visit other Texans when I'm in D.C., so I decided to take a stroll over to Tony Gonzales' office, and we thought we might bring some very useful tidbits for him. A fire safety pamphlet, what to do if your staffer/mistress catches fire. It's got some very useful information here. Fire spread in seconds, panic makes it worse. Stay calm, stop, drop, and roll, and continue running for Congress, apparently. We've also got a fire blanket here because you never can be too prepared if you're Tony Gonzales. Let's see if he likes it. Hi, knock, knock. I was just seeing if the representative was here. Yeah, actually, there is. I just wanted to leave considering he's probably not going to stop being a real piece of shit and sexually harassing his staffers and driving them to set themselves on fire, I thought I would bring him a fire safety pamphlet. You can just go ahead and just. Well, I also have this fire blanket just in case, because I don't think he's going to stop. He clearly isn't going to resign. So I just wanted you guys to be prepared in case there was anyone else at risk. Does he ask everyone if they do anal? Is that like a interview question that he asks, or was it just Regina? From you, and we appreciate you. Okay. Was it official business when he was sexually harassing his staffer? Was it official business when he was asking her to send nudes? No comment? Are there any other women in the office that are at risk? No. Okay. Well, if you could make sure that he gets this, because I don't want anyone else getting hurt, that would be great. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Please tell him everyone in Texas wants him to resign.
Joining me now is Brandon Herrera, who actually is running against Tony Gonzales for Congress in Texas District 23 in the Republican primary. Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Hey, Sara. I appreciate you having me back on.
I tried to shame this man for what is obviously an incredibly disgusting and tragic situation with regard to Regina's death. But it's hard to believe that this man is still walking the halls of the Capitol and just like, yeah, no, I'm not resigning. Like, people see what you did. I can't believe it, Brandon.
And not only that, but his refusal to actually deny. He denied it once before. It was about 2 months after Regina's death. He denied, I believe it was at Texas Tribune, their Trib Fest. He said all the rumors are untruthful after 2 months of no hard evidence coming out. He thought he could get away with it, is what happened. And then now that hard evidence has come out from former staffers, from Regina's husband, verified text messages directly from the congressman. Now, all of a sudden, and that video you just showed of him trying to duck that reporter, he refuses to deny, he refuses to do anything. But now suddenly it's not only the husband's fault, but it's my fault for talking about things that he's done. His deflection and his complete lack of accountability it's embarrassing to the state of Texas.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, Brandon, he was an embarrassment to the state of Texas before this scandal broke, just by way of his, all of his votes. He's clearly a RINO. I mean, I could go on and on about what a terrible person he is. I've heard rumors, and I won't make you speak to them because I don't want to put you on the spot, but I've heard so many rumors about the way that his family operates in the district and that they're like this mafia mechanism. So he just really seems like an all-around really bad guy. Why do you think that he has been able to, because you ran against him last time and he just barely got by the skin of his teeth. Why do you think he has been able to successfully do that up to this point?
Well, so my problem with Tony last cycle, and really the reason I jumped back into the race this cycle, was my problem with him was entirely his voting record.
Yeah.
It was entirely the fact that he voted against the Second Amendment. He voted with Democrats, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi on gun control bills. He voted against sensible border policy. When Chip Roy tried to actually step forward and do something about the border crisis, Tony Gonzales shut it down. He voted for warrantless surveillance, completely violating the Fourth Amendment. He's voted against so many things and voted with the Democrats so many times. That was my problem with him in the beginning. That's why I ran the first time. And we came within 400 votes of unseating him. And I really thought that would be a wake-up call. That would be a message that, hey, you really need to start voting like a Republican or else you're going to get replaced. Your voters are not happy with the way that you're representing them. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And he's continued to it actually get worse. He got emboldened. And to answer you, I think the reason why he thinks he can get away with it is the answer he learned last time, which he didn't show up to any of the debates. He didn't do any public town halls that were open to the public that voters could show up to. He did the Joe Biden strategy of running for office, which was he hid in a room and he expected, as long as he could talk to mommy and daddy in DC and they could give him millions of dollars to spend on his campaign, that he would be fine and he would survive it. And unfortunately, we came that close last time, but this time I think he realizes that that's not going to work. And he's still trying. You can see he's still ducking the media. He's still trying to avoid accountability like the plague, but I just don't think it's enough anymore. I think people are waking up to the fact that not only did he have the affair with a subordinate, a married subordinate as a married man, but then he lied about it. He lied about it to journalists, to the public, to the voters. And I don't know how somebody can be expected to cast their vote for somebody like that.
Yeah, and it's not even, it is the affair, but it's the way in which he went about pursuing the affair. I mean, you could maybe as a male, you could say if there was this very young, attractive woman and she was constantly after you and she was sending you all of these advances that it's like, oh, a guy who just had a weak moment or whatever. That's not what this was, according to the text messages that her husband has produced. That's not what this was. And so it's like an extra layer of just really disgusting predatory behavior that I think has caused all of these members of Congress to actually speak out and say, actually, he should resign. Actually, he needs to drop out of the race. Whichever I know there's like two different camps. Some of them saying resign, some of them saying, well, just drop out. I think he should resign. I don't think that the majority right now is a reason to keep a shitbag who is predatory against his young female staffers. That's just not enough of a reason for me. It's like a morality issue. But I mean, you have members of Congress who are now calling for him to drop out, and they are endorsing you because they are done with him.
Yeah, we just got another one. We've gotten, I think, 5 or 6 so far. We just got another one right before I jumped on. Pat Harrigan from North Carolina, a friend of mine. He's an awesome conservative. And, the calls for either resignation or for him to suspend his campaign have gotten louder and louder. And I don't know, it's a complicated, well, it's really not a complicated situation. I think that in a vacuum, his behavior would be something that any person with any ounce of self-respect would resign in disgrace. Yep. I understand the need to protect the majority, and I understand that's why House leadership is hesitant. But at the bare minimum, they should be calling for a suspension of his campaign. We cannot pretend to be the party of right, the party of justice, of traditional values, of family values, and then sweep behavior like this under the rug. Yep. We're no different than the rest.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, Brandon, I fully endorse you. I did last time. I'm rooting for you. By the way, the betting markets show it's pretty far in your favor. I think it's like 91%, Brandon Herrera. However, I don't want people to fall asleep here. You still have to go and vote if you are in this district. Make sure that Brandon wins overwhelmingly. But I will just say, for the audience, I have some job interview questions to make sure you're the right guy for the job, okay? We don't want another Tony situation. So I have to ask you, have you ever sexually preyed on a young woman who worked for you and caused them to set themselves on fire?
Never, which you would think would be the free space in bingo. But apparently that is not the case.
Right, like everyone can do that. No, not Tony Gonzales. Do you ask employees if they do anal?
No. Even my head gunsmith, Zach, never once.
Okay, you pass. So full endorsement from Sara Gonzales, Unfiltered. Tell everyone, all jokes aside, you really do need to win this. He does not show any signs of dropping out as of thus far, and early voting is taking place right now in the state of Texas. So go vote, but if you need any additional information about Brandon, tell them where they can find that.
Absolutely. If you'd like to check out the campaign, it's BrandonHerreraForCongress.com. We cover a very big district. It's from the west side of San Antonio to the east side of El Paso and everything in between. Biggest border district in the country. It is imperative we get out to vote, not just because we want Tony to be completely shellacked in this race. We want to send a strong message. We want him to, we don't want it to be close. Yeah. We want to win outright, and we want it to be by a good margin. But not only is it important to send that message across the country that the Republican Party does not stand behind behavior like this, but we want to send a strong message to the Democrats in November that this is not a weak seat, that this is not a weak state, that the Republican Party is very strong in Texas, and that if they want to waste their money here, they're welcome to try. I'm glad they would spend their money in my district and something that was a very safe seat. We won it last time by about 20 points. You're welcome to try to spend your money here. At least that'll take away from other districts that they can actually potentially flip. So by all means, I welcome the challenge.
Love it. I love it. Well, Brandon, I'm rooting for you. I'm looking forward to election night, and good luck, my friend.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you having me back on.
Of course. Thank you. Brandon Herrera for Congress. We really do need to send that message. All right, we've got more to come. We'll be right back. I want to continue the concept of trolling, okay? Because clearly the libtards, they're easily triggered. It probably is the mental illness. But whatever the case, they're very easily triggered. And we saw that last night at the State of the Union. Ilhan Omar kept getting very triggered by President Trump's speech.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm,
Why are you
not
shaking
the
your
exception.
head?
Importing these cultures through
stole
unrestricted
tax
immigration
funds.
and open borders brings those problems right here to the
yeah,
USA.
hold her hand.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I heard the applause, Ilan. You are in the minority. By the way, you can take the pirate out of Somalia. You can't take the Somalia out of the pirate, as it turns out. Now, to this woman's point and existence, first of all, I don't know why she even is still here. Why have we not gotten her out? She married her brother. She committed immigration fraud. She's buddies with all of these people who just so happen to steal all this taxpayer money. And she's like, I don't know. And she has already indicated she's lied on her immigration forms, on her naturalized citizenship papers, because she has told us that she represents Somali interests. Why is she still here? Like, why is she still a thing that I have to look at with her little shing turban? Why is that? Like, why? Like, hello? Can we get serious about this? Get her out of my country. So obviously I have strong opinions on her, and I decided to do a little trolling mission of my own while I was in DC. Here's some of that.
All right, out here in front of Ilhan Omar's office, and decided to just bring her a one-way ticket back to Somalia on Mogadishu Airlines. Go home, don't come back. And you know, it's a long trip, I hear. So I'm told Somalians are all about bananas and rice, bananas and rice, bananas and rice.
To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. And it's kind of like the bananas and rice. That's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice.
Brought her a snack to keep her from being too hungry on the way. And since it's such a long journey and you're going back to Somalia and hopefully never returning, we decided to, bring you a picture of you and your loved ones, specifically your brother, husband. I think that's who that is, right, Ilan? Anyway, let's go give her her gifts. Would you look at that? Another Democrat congressperson using your tax dollars, and not even at work, but this one, let's see if I can slide it under the door, maybe. I don't want her to miss that flight. I know you love him so.
I told you I'm trying to stay and I'm trying to keep up with the president, okay? Because Ilhan Omar was not the only person that he trolled. Nancy Pelosi was in the splash zone as well. And here was her name being brought into the conversation by President Trump. Watch.
As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Wow. Even Elizabeth Warren stands up. Amazing.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it.
Now, it was interesting. She was on with CNN after the State of the Union, and I don't know why she would not have been prepared for this question, but she did not seem prepared to be asked about it. Watch.
There was one moment, Madam Speaker, where he called you out specifically around, of course, congressional stock trading. What do you say back to him?
I say back to him, as that's what members said, look at your own self. The inference he wants to draw is there was something wrong with that, which there wasn't. And if there was, people get prosecuted for it.
Yeah.
For a long time now, we've been trying to pass this law. It doesn't have...
Oh, you have.
Now it has more support than it had before. And
Elizabeth Warren stood up and applauded. Elizabeth Warren stood and applauded tonight. When the
Speaking to my good ear?
Well, that we all did. I did too. He said, did Nancy stand up? Yeah, I did too. A lot of people stood up. A lot of Democrats stood up.
I'd like a fact check on that, aisle one. I'd like to see the receipts on that, Nancy. I would like to know. Now, it's interesting. CNN fact checks all the things about the State of the Union. They didn't seem to fact check that.
I stood up. I also stood up. Of course, I don't like insider trading.
Well, it's weird because I swung by her office with something to commemorate all of her big achievements, and her staff seemed very, very unhappy with my presence.
We're here outside Nancy Pelosi's office to give her the distinguished honor. I'm very excited. She actually won an award. It is the Best Insider Trading Award. Obviously, it goes to Nancy Pelosi. She's made millions and millions of dollars off of insider trading during her time in Congress. And I just thought that we should commemorate that by dropping this off. Knock, knock. Hi, how are y'all?
They had this sign
I'm really excited. I just want you guys to know that Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi has won an award, Best Insider Trading. Where are you going?
He was
guys,
so mad.
This is really exciting stuff. Hi. Well, I just wanted to drop this off. She won an award.
Thank you so much.
Can I drop this off for her?
No, I can't.
Why not? It's a really distinguished award. Millions of dollars of taxpayer money. I would pop the champagne, but she already drank it. You don't want this? Are you sure? Millions of dollars. I'll just leave it here, just in case.
I legitimately wanted to go back and see how long it sat there because they slammed the door. When did someone leave? How many people walked the halls? Because Nancy's office is right by a staircase. And the staircase gets a lot of foot traffic. So I just wanted to know how long it stood there. Like, were there pictures taken of it? I legitimately almost went back and looked. And I was like, I wonder if there's a way I can find out, but I couldn't. Anyway, we'll be right back. You got to go to Sara Gonzales TX because we visited Shri Tanadar's office as well. We dropped off an eyebrow pencil because homeboy needs it, along with the puppy. More on that at the second channel, Sara Gonzales TX. And I think that he actually maybe used my gift because shortly after I dropped it off, he posted this video.
Just in a few hours, Donald Trump is going to go to the U.S. Congress and talk about State of the Union. He will tell a whole bunch of lies.
State of Union.
Because he has failed to take care of the prices. Prices have continuously gone up, making it harder for average American. Life is tough. Rents are going up. Grocery prices are going up.
What do you think?
Trump will tell you all is well. Don't believe him.
On second thought, I don't know. I would like to think he got the pencil, although I am saddened to report he did kill 5 dogs after the speech to blow off some steam, because we know that's what he likes to do. I don't know. Is it just too much to ask? Is it too much to ask that a member of Congress speak English? I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like that is like the bare minimum. Speak English. State of Union tonight. An average American do not think prices are down. Thank you. Come again. Would you like a Slurpee? Like, please. You can't even, if you can't speak English, that is a prerequisite. That should be a prerequisite. If you can't speak English, you may not be in Congress. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Am I alone?